Welcome to another production of Source Selection Soundbites. These productions foster learning, insight, and the ability to perform. Today's topic, entering discussions in FAR 15 negotiated procurement. Today we will discuss communications, competitive range, and notifications to excluded offerers and possible debriefs. Communications is the first step in FAR 15 negotiated procurement to conducting discussions with industry. Communications are exchanges between the government and offerers after receipt of proposals, leading to the establishment of a competitive range. They may be conducted to enhance government understanding of proposals, allow reasonable interpretation of the proposal, or facilitate the government's evaluation process. Such communications shall not be used to cure proposal deficiencies or material omissions, materially alter the technical or cost elements of the proposal, and/or otherwise revise the proposal. Like clarifications, communications need not be conducted with everyone. Communications should focus on the group for whom it is the most useful. That is, those who are not clearly in or clearly out of the competitive range. The acquisition team would focus on these companies because information that they provide will help the acquisition team to make the decision about their offer. Not only can these exchanges be limited to a subset of offerers, but they are generally optional altogether. The agency is not normally required to enter discussions before establishing the competitive range. In one circumstance, it's a required first step. That is, when the deciding factor of exclusion from the competitive range is a vendor's past performance. This could range from adverse to neutral past performance. The competitive range establishes the group of solicitation respondents with whom the agency would like to hold discussions. That is, of all the proposals submitted, the agency has chosen the one with which it will continue to engage before an award is made. The competitive range is composed of the most highly rated proposals. That does not mean vendors with the highest ratings, but it literally means the most advantageous proposals. That means a proposal that has a deficiency can be among the most highly rated when price and all other factors considered. The CR is usually composed of all of the vendors who have a reasonable chance of the award. As we just said, the agency includes the most highly rated proposals to accomplish this goal. However, let's say there are 8 proposals. If the agency thinks this is too many proposals to conduct an efficient competition, it can further reduce the competitive range to efficiently accomplish an award. Of course, the rationale for the further reduction would be included in the agency's documentation. Lastly, the agency may form a competitive range, but the formation of the CR does not compel the agency to conduct discussions with industry because FAR 52.215-1, Instructions to Offerers Competitive Acquisition states that the agency intends to award without discussions. Therefore, even if an agency forms a competitive range, the agency need not enter discussions. Offerers not selected for inclusion in the competitive range will receive notice that they were excluded from the competitive range. That is, they will no longer be considered for an award. This is a critical step in the evaluation process because any vendor that wants to preserve its rights must protest before the award is made. Upon notification of exclusion, the excluded vendor must request a pre-award debriefing in writing within 3 days of receipt of the notice of exclusion. The information received in accordance with FAR 15.505 is less comprehensive than the information a vendor can receive after the award has been made, but the vendor can understand why its proposal did not make it to the next step of the procurement. To wrap things up, let's review what we discussed. We discussed communications and the nuances associated with them. Second, we discussed setting the competitive range and the rules concerning it. And third, we examined the processes of excluded, vendor notification, and debriefs. Thank you for watching another episode of Source Selection Soundbites. For additional information, check out some of the other videos in this series, other Productivity Partners materials, or our Source Selection Answer app that is available on the Google Play Store and Apple Store. In any event, thanks for watching, and see you next time.